What's good, everybody? I am Coach K of Get the Dub Performance.
And I am Coach David, owner of Ihedigbo Fitness right here in Missouri City.
Yes, sir. And we bring to you today, and we are trained different. We train different.
We train different. So right now, we're going to just go over just a little things. We are in the Missouri City area, and we want you guys to know that there is a new place in town, somewhere that you can get the community, get the fun, get the fitness, but also get the family. So we're going to break down a couple things.
Talk about training, the process of training athletes, regular gym pop, whether that's the mom, the dad, whoever is just trying to seek a fitness journey. I think that's the full spectrum of it and the approach that we take into it. And I'm super excited to do this with my brother, Dave, just to give a little background on how this came about or how our paths lined up. I think it was definitely, like we always say, it was God sent.
Yeah, man, God literally he put this together. I couldn't do this even if I tried to do it myself.
Yeah.
I would have definitely failed. But what I would say is that it's been about 3 months now.
Yeah.
God really put it on my heart, and I was praying, and I was like, God, I need me a trainer that not only embodies my morals, my family's morals, me and my wife's morals, and is literally the embodiment of what my vision is for this gym in Missouri City. And he basically told me, it was like, shoot it out on Instagram. And I was like, that's kind of cliche. Like, let me just throw it on Instagram.
Right.
God literally spoke to me. And I know a lot of you guys are looking at me like crazy, like God speaks to you. Like when I prayed, right, God spoke to me and he said, put it on Instagram. And so I put it on Instagram, and literally, when I say literally, no more than 30 minutes, I got a response from Coach K. And Coach K, what was the response?
Coach K was shocked, because just like him, I was like, Lord, I need out of what I'm in now, and I want to get back into the training world. I was coaching high school football, basketball, and track. Ventured into that school system, and I remember going to look for a job. Just to be real, I was looking for a job, and I was like, this is not it. I want to get back into what I was doing 2 to 3 years ago. Lord, help me. Got on Instagram, literally in line, about to give my resume. And next thing you know, I see Dave pop up, and it was an ad saying, hey, come to Ihedigbo Fitness, come train. And I was like, I wonder if he's looking for trainers. Got in the DM and said, hey, are you looking for trainers? He said, yes. I was like, wow. So, and then you shot me the address, right? When you shot me the address on where he was at, I was like, can I come today?
Yeah.
And he was like, come now, come right now. And so when he shot me the address, I was like, wait a minute, this is up the street. And I was like, Lord, this is it. So it was definitely God said, man. And I want to say publicly, man, I appreciate you.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean?
This is what it is.
From the bottom of my heart, man, I think this is God said.
It's crazy because not only did he connect us, but we're attached to the same athletes. So it's like,
that's the dope
I got
part.
Confirmation because I talked to one of my athletes, and they're like, yeah, I know him. He's my coach. And I'm like, wait, what? He's your coach? And he was like, yeah, like and then when I met him, is like, I knew him for the last 10 years of my life. Like, it wasn't like, some of my interviews can get crazy. Some of my interviews are real quick. We were talking for almost an hour, and it was like, normally I don't ever give jobs on the spot or bring people on the spot, I always tell them, go home, pray about it, and whatever you feel the next day, then that's the decision you truly feel. But at that point, I was like, dude, bypass that. Like, let's go. Like, we want the same thing. Like, we are connected. Like, from what you're telling me and what my experience is, and from the minute he started here, it's been 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Like 100 miles per hour. Athletes moving around, athletes having fun, just the whole vision of the takeover. Like, this is a Fort Bend takeover. Like, one of the things I shout out is my apostle, Dr. Dana Carson. He's always said to me that you got to find a need, fill a void, and that is what makes a business.
Yeah.
It's about the people. It's not about you. And the need is, for one thing, is these families. Like, when it goes down to we train different as a slogan,
Right.
the we train different is we train different so you perform different. Like, we're not the same cliche Instagram where it's just the footwork, 7-on-7, do
Speed
this,
training.
speed training.
Yeah.
The NFL don't train like that.
No.
So if a lot of my NFL guys are like, it's foundational, ground, from the feet to ankles to legs, the quads, the shoulders, the chest, the core, they train their whole body. So it's not really, oh, I'm just gonna do this, and a gimmicky and just throw it on Instagram. Like, that's not the staplement of what we do here. We break down your weaknesses. We wanna make your weaknesses just as strong as your strength. And when that happens, that's how you know you've trained different, because you're gonna play different.
And I think that's the part I love most about what Dave brings to this, what you bring, is that you're attacking the same sources of what anybody would avoid to try to just like get out the way. I think just having that experience in when I'm coaching, seeing the two different modes. Like, we're coaches, but we're coaching a different type of thing here, where we're coaching you, you came in with an injury, now we're coaching the mindset to where it's like, hey, look, you're gonna have to train that injury back to life. You have to put that back on the field. So it's not more so of, hey, let's get you faster. It's, hey, look, you got an injury. Let's try to get you back on the field. Let's get that injury healed and strengthened. Well, I say strengthened more so because you can't really heal. That's not our job. It's not heal it, but it's really to make it stronger and so you can get back to performance mode. And I think our approach to that is that, and what I loved about, what you were doing, and the key thing that stood out to me when we were talking one time, and you was like, first time when somebody walks through the door, I asked them, what are their weaknesses and what do you need help in? Or what's something that you want to get stronger? And I've taken that approach with all of my athletes now to where it's like, hey, look, I understand, you had this many tackles, this, that, you had this many points, this and that, but what are your weaknesses? What do you feel like your body needs in order to get to enhance and get to that next level? And how can we tap into that? And I think that's not just a body thing and performance level, but I think the mentality that comes from, breaking into that, we break into the mental side and we sit there and we think about, okay, you have this weakness. Not only are we strengthening the body part, but we're strengthening the mind too.
Yeah, because when it comes down to it, the first thing I want to know is if you're in tune with your body.
Right.
Because that tells a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, there's some, I don't care if you're an NFL athlete, there's some professional athletes that are not in tune with their body. They're in tune with what people tell them their body is doing. And so the reason why I asked that question is to see if you're actually evaluating yourself, to be able to say, okay, hey, I know this is wrong. I don't know how to fix it, or I've done this and it's been a chronic thing that's been with me since I was in high school, but I just learned to play with it. One of the biggest things that I've seen from athletes is that we have carried this mentality of, if you're hurt or injured, and if you're hurt, you play through it, and if you're injured, you're in the hospital. Like, that's not a mindset to be playing any sport. Like, there's ways with the technology, mind you, we're in 2025. Like, there's ways in this that you can strengthen your body so that you're playing 100 miles per hour and you're healthy. So that you're not sitting there saying, oh, I'm playing through an injury and I'm a tough guy because I'm playing through an injury. No, you're going to make your body even more worse. And then you may tear something else, and you may have a compound slap tear in your shoulder, and you're like, I'm just going to push through it because my coach is telling me to push through it. And now you got a torn labrum, torn rotator cuff, and now you just took something that we could have done on a minor level and turned it into a major problem.
And then when you fail, it becomes that excuse.
Yeah, and now it's
like, well,
now it's not me just missing 2 tackles and giving up a touchdown.
Right.
It's, oh, my shoulder hurts.
Yeah.
So now you're falling back to this is the crutch of your mind, rather than saying, hey, coach, like, I'm tough. I played through this, but what are the things and what are my options? And I'll be like, okay, all right, great. That's because this is what we need to do. Let's focus on this. Let's strengthen it up. We have enough time. We map out a game plan and say, okay, hey, you're not going to be reporting to camp until July. So we have time. Let's figure this out. Let's go step by step. And then it's the trial and error. We go see where we're at. And then before you know it, you're like, man, like, the one thing that I see a lot is hamstring injuries now. Kids are pulling hamstrings and soft tissue injuries.
Right.
And that's lack of recovery. Like, you're not recovering, you're not doing stuff to recover your body. You're not taking the time out to stretch. You're not taking the time out to do the different things, from cryo to all these options that you have that could be as simple as foam rolling your body before a workout.
And I think it's when they're in that high school level, they putting so much strain on their bodies to where no one is teaching them. I won't say no one, because I've always say it's always like a small percentage of people that are putting that time in and letting the kids know. But from working with high school kids and seeing the inside of what goes on, I don't think, and this is no jab to the coaches out there, I'm not jabbing at you, but I know that there's a small time window, right? We know it's a small time window that you have to work with the kids. So the majority of the time is scheming and making sure they do the basic, lift their weights, and
they got a lot on their plate.
On the field. Yeah, so stressing the injury prevention part is not in these high schools. Now you have some that have all the bells and whistles with it, and I think that's the thing that some schools benefit from, but other schools, like public schools, that are they don't benefit from stressing injury prevention, isometric holds.
They have a trainer
like that. Yeah, they go see the trainer, and the trainer get thrown off on the trainer. But there are some things that trainers don't do that what we do. And I think that's what separates the different individual jobs when it comes to sports. There's sports medicine. So if you have an injury, their job is to, all right, let's nurse it, let's let it heal, let's give them a little rehab. But what happens after rehab? There's no strength in it.
And that's the thing. It's like,
all right, he's healed, he can come back. And that's it.
It's either let's get you there as fast as possible, get you back as fast as possible, especially if you're a top level player.
Right.
But I think the disconnect is a lot of parents, and this is no jab, like I said, I just go off of what I see. And this is just my opinion. A lot of parents see the Usain Bolts. They see these guys running fast times, and half these guys are track guys. So it's just been known to, okay, all right, after football season, you need to do a spring sport to throw them at the track. But mind you, you're beat up from football. You haven't recovered from football, and now you're gonna go do 8 to 10 weeks of track and just run. But a lot of it is there's not that many programs that have what I say qualified coaches, and it's nothing against them. It's some schools just don't have the ability to hire a collegiate track coach. So you get somebody that's a teacher that wants to make extra money, and they say, okay, all right, let me take on the track team.
Man, to attest to that.
But I'm saying they take on the track team. Now you have a teacher that's a math teacher that's taking on track.
Right.
And
who's learning stuff off YouTube.
Coach is learning it just off the fly. Like, okay, all right. And you can't blame them because, man, you know the economy you're in. Shoot, man, eggs is like $7. So
I had a guy.
What I be doing, I'd take on a sport too. I'd take on a couple of them.
I had an athlete that he told me, he was like, man, one of our coaches, he's the head coach of soccer, and now he's coaching DBs. I was like, that sounds like but this is the thing where I'm stressing is to where it's like, okay, we understand, budget is budget, but here's where we tap into where it's the responsibility at home of, if you're wanting your kid, if you're invested in your kid, or if you're invested in yourself, you're a teenager, you're investing in yourself, you have to stress the matters like, okay, there's a certain understanding of, okay, we got a soccer coach for a DB coach. He knows nothing about this. He's doing it because they put him in a position. It was an open position that didn't have the budget to afford someone with the experience. But it is the job and the responsibility of not only the athlete, but the home, the parents, to get your kid the right, proper training for certain things. Like if you're not investing in that, then you are only pursuing a certain percentage and giving a certain percentage of effort that it takes to be a D or have a D1 athlete or be a D1 athlete. We're not saying like, hey, it's us or nothing, but we're saying like, hey, are you really giving all that you got to where are you investing in everything and that it takes?
To interject to what you're saying and literally piggyback off that, on the flip side, from the time we opened, we've been open for 7 months, 8 months, and a lot of people are like, wait, I didn't even know you guys were here.
Right.
But the community has responded to it and has been bringing a lot of their kids, and the parents are open to it. A lot of parents just don't know. They just go off of what the rest of every other parent's doing.
Right.
Hey, your kid's going to track, and my kid's going to track. And they don't know the other side of it. And one thing, like I used to be a vice president for LA Fitness, and I did that for almost 7 years. But one thing I always tell all my people was, people don't come because it's just no. So you have NO and then you have KNOW. A lot of people are just not coming just because they don't know enough. Not because they don't like you, they don't like your training style.
Right.
It's because they just don't know enough about you. They don't know enough to be able to say, hey, I'm gonna risk my kid on you. And that's what it is. And that's where it comes to the appreciation for all these parents that have brought them to, and they're continue bringing your kid to Ihedigbo Fitness right now in Missouri City, is because they're understanding, and now it's spreading like wildfire. Right. So I'm telling you, like, the community is surrounding us, and now parents, you don't have to drive 45 minutes, an hour to get adequate training. Like, that's not the only option for you. Gas is at an all-time high. Like, you don't have to do that. You can spend time with the family. You can
tear
5 minutes around. If you go to Ridge Point, if you go to Elkins, if you go to Hightower, if you go to Manville, if you go to
Clemens, Marshall, anything.
Fort Bend. Like, the goal for me, and this is one of the reasons why me and my wife opened this facility, is because we wanted to give the parents their time back. And I would be remorse if I didn't shout out my wife, Sister Ihedigbo. She's been the backbone for me to do this. She's been the guiding light, and I've been able to just bounce off ideas, but more importantly, keep me focused and grounded. That and just God, like this ain't easy, but too much is given, much is required. And like I said, for our goal is to give parents their time back, because one of the wisest things my late father had told me, and this had literally stuck through me I use this for everything. He said, when the sun goes up and the sun comes down, you can't get that day again. It's gone. You can't get it again.
No.
There's another one, maybe if God gives it to you, but you can't get that day again. So a lot of these parents shout out to you for hustling and bustling and bringing your kid to 45 minutes to an hour to
taking time out the day to
the time out,
invest in your children,
shoot them around here, shoot them around there.
Super.
But what I can tell you is this: 45 minutes, if you're training 3 days a week, that's about 6 hours to 7 hours a week that you can get back. You hear me? 6 to 7 hours you can get back. I don't know. If you gave me 6 to 7 hours, I could probably start another business.
6, 7 hours, you definitely can do a lot of things.
That's just in a week.
That's the average person
going to work. 3 days a week. That's just training 3 days a week.
That's the average person going to work.
And that's not you. That's just the drive.
Yeah.
That's not you sitting down there and waiting another hour for them to train.
Right.
But
I think it's more so I feel as though is, you're putting that's time, like Dave said, that's time that you definitely have built, you have shown something that's growing, and then you're getting that return back versus just having it, just coming here and doing something and not benefiting from nothing, because you get the results. You see the results in how they perform. You see the results, in how they feel overall, like mentally, spiritually, because like he said, I mean, when you come in here, we're community based. So we're not just about, hey, who's the strongest, who's the fastest, who's the quickest, man. We want to tap into, how's your mental, how's your spirit man doing,
And that's it right there.
I think that's the part that we forget. And some of us, we're so vain, we get stuck in the vanity part of it. And when I say vanity, meaning, not just the image of how I look, but the image on how, I see it a lot. And the kids are so vain on how they look doing something. They don't worry about, they worry about, how they look doing it versus how they're actually supposed to do it, how they're performing out. And I think what we're doing here, and we don't care how you come in, we're meeting you where you're at, and we're doing our best and letting God lead us to enhancing your gift. But not only that, we're not trying to tell you, hey, we're not building an ego on you, man. We're keeping you grounded. And I think a lot of times I talk to my kids and I always tell them this, and I'm hoping I'm helping someone right now. And it had dropped in my spirit one day when I was working with a couple of my athletes, and I seen one of my athletes, he was halfway doing a workout, and I was like, man, are you good? Like, do you want to be here? And he said, Coach, I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to be here right now. I didn't feel like it. And I was like, well, what do you rather do? It's like, I wanted to play the game. And I was like, well, man, when I first talked to you, you said you wanted to be, D1. A lot of kids say that they want to be D1. And I had told him, I said, man, if it's one thing I've learned, there's a difference between regular, average, and great. And he had stopped me. He said, well, wait, ain't regular and average different? And I told him, ain't regular average the same? And I said, no, it's not. A regular person gets up, goes to work, does the regular stuff, brush their teeth, fix up some food, go to work, 8 hours, come back home and do nothing and redo it again. The average person does everything that everybody else is doing, and they going to work, maybe go out, hang out with some friends, talk to some friends, be on the phone, kick it. Maybe one day out of the week they'll do something active and then they'll go home. But the great person is doing stuff that they don't really want to do, but they know they have to do it in order to get to where they're at. They have to have those hard conversations with the people that they love. They don't really want to have those conversations, but they're having them. They don't want to get up at 4:30 a.m. or 5 a.m. to get up and run or get up and work out, but they're doing it because they're determined and they want to be a better self, not just a better athlete, but a better self. So, there's times where, I'm pretty sure, Dave don't want to do it. I know that's just some days I don't want to do it, but it's what you know you have to do. And I think that's the thing here is why it separates us from a lot of individual other companies, and there's no shade thrown at any other companies, but I think here, like I said, we tap into that mentor and that spirit, man, of each individual, and we touch base, we build the relationship because the relationship is important.
Yeah, and we're a kingdom-based company. Means that God rules and reigns over our lives. And some people may look at that and be like, man, what? God rules and reigns? Yeah, he rules and reigns. Like, he's not just a get out of jail free card. Like, I make my decisions through prayer. I seek him first before I do anything.
Right.
But to piggyback what he said is that a lot of times you'll never know what a kid's going through unless you ask.
Yep.
And sometimes we can get so caught into that rat race of wanting to get them to be the best athlete they can be possibly, but not realizing there's a mind behind that. And that mind can break. And that mind can go into depression. That mind can go into just the lulling themselves. Like, there could be pain behind there. We don't know what their struggles are. And that's why a lot of these, I build a relationship with the mom and the parents, and then I build a relationship with the kid.
Yeah.
So that I let them know that, dude, I can be an outlet to you. I let the girls know, like, you can be an outlet. Like, I want to see you to be the best woman as possible. I want to see you as the best young man as possible. And I want you to have the mind to know that in everything you do, there's a power of no. And that if you know that there's a power of no, and you know how to utilize it, whatever path that God has for you, you'll never vert off of it. And I let them know my story, and I let them know my pitfalls and where I fell at.
That's important.
And it gives them the ability to say, okay, hey, this is a privilege. Like, what you're doing right now, you're not deserved. There's no program that says this, you have to be this. You have to make it to the NFL. No, this is a privilege.
Yeah.
That's why it's student then athlete. It's not athlete then student. And I let these kids know, like, hey, when you're here, you're all here. Like, you're all in. And if there's anything that you need to talk about, let's talk about it. Let's get that out your mind. Let's figure it out, and then let's get to work. Because in order to succeed at a top level, your mind has to be on point, and it has to be focused on everything. Because my job, I tell them, and I tell their parents, my job is to break you. your job is to not let me break you. And once you get to that point where that switch comes on and everything I throw at you, you're able to take and rise, take and rise, take and rise, then you're going to know that once you're playing a sport, whether you're a DB and you get beat deep and you know you come back to the sideline, all that noise, all that stuff is gone. You're like, all right, whatever, boom. I know what I did wrong. I didn't open it up. Okay, all right, I got this. And then that next play, next series, you're taking a pick six. Why? Because you've been challenged so much in your training that you're able to handle situations like that.
Right.
Versus me just giving you everything you like and me pampering you and saying, oh, you're a 5-star athlete, you're this, you're that. No, that don't matter out here. I don't care if you're a 5-star athlete or a 1-star athlete. When you come into here, you're going to get challenged. And we're going to challenge you, and we're going to show you that I got 2 other kids that may be 1-star athletes that are working harder than you. So what does that say about you? Right. I got 12-year-olds that are running 19 miles per hour on our treadmills. They came in at a point, but they're working and working and working and working.
Consistency.
Consistency. Because that's the hardest thing to duplicate is consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the part I'm most excited about for you guys to see, is that the behind the BTS, as everybody would say, but behind the scenes. And a big shout out to 324 Sports for embracing us as one of their own, and being able to showcase the things that we have going here, the journeys that we're going to get ready to show you guys. It's going to be amazing. I know that the relationships that we have with our athletes are phenomenal, and I also am super excited about the storylines that you guys get to see. The storylines that we're about to show y'all, like
it's gonna be crazy.
It's dynamic. It's dynamic. Because if you're not in Missouri City or Houston, period,
by the time you watch this, you're gonna be driving from the heights out here to train.
Yeah.
Because what I will tell you is that we got some character. We got some kids that are funny.
Yeah.
But they funny. That's what they are. Like that's who they are. Like they're people Peters. Like they're the type of people that like people just gravitate. And then I got guys that are just shy. But like I got a girl that's shy, that like she is shy. Like won't say nothing to nobody. But she'll get on the treadmill, run 19 miles per hour, get off, flick her hair in her hair, and then walk off. I'm like, wait, you just ran 19 miles per hour, but you ain't say nothing before that?
Right, because the personality is in the action of the performance. I think that's dope.
It's dope.
Yeah.
So like the goal with this, what we're doing is we train different show is to just highlight the minds of these athletes.
Yeah.
I believe that everybody has purpose, everybody has a gift, and everybody has a calling, and everybody has talents. And the problem is all those lines get blurred up. And a lot of people think that they're defined by their sport, their position, their job, or this. And that's not what God had in store for you. Like, you have a purpose outside of this. Because every sport that you play has a expiration date. Yep. And that's the thing. You just have to know. Like, you got to be real with yourself. There's an expiration date. And it may be tomorrow. It may be 10 years from now. You may play 15 years in the league, but there's an expiration date. So what you're doing right now, your expiration date playing high school, maybe to get you a college degree, and then you go on to be a nurse and a doctor. That's great. But you have to know that there's an expiration date. And I want you to be able to dive in and just hear these athletes, their stories, where they came from, their background, what there's driving them. Like, there's so many different kids that you wouldn't even know that like to garden, like just weird, the different stuff. Like it's an amazing thing to work with who we work with, and I think you guys getting to see that, and the we're showing you the details that go into how you handle it here and how it shows on the field, on the court, on the volleyball court, or whatever that is, on the track.
Like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited, Dave. I really appreciate you again. Shout out to 324 Sports.
Yes, 324
for covering this,
Sports, man.
For being the network to give us this platform, and man, shout out to Get the Dub, the brand. Shout out to Ihedigbo Fitness.
Yes, shout outs to Ihedigbo Fitness.
Yeah.
7746 Highway 6, Missouri City.
The new hub.
The den, where everything gets at it. I'm telling you.
Everybody got to come.
If you want to put your tests, like I have athletes, I got guys that play in the UFL, and when they trained with me, they were like, dude, like, it's different. And that's all you can say. Like, it's different because I'm not the same average trainer. Like, I focus on movements, like, and all sports intertwine with movements. And my mind, when I tell people I've been training for over 20 years, so I'm like Jay-Z, where I really don't write stuff down. It's just all in my head. Like every workout I've done, everything I see, I try to change up. Like I pray about my workouts before I put them together. So it's not me doing it. So I'll never take credit for anything that I do. God has given me the platform, the position, the formula. It's a holistic formula, mind, body, and spirit. Like, I want you to be so in tune with your body that you're comfortable. Like, there's no doubt, because doubt can kill you. Like, if you doubt yourself, that can kill you. Like, and forget about sports. Like,
for sure.
Like, just in just being a person. Like, confidence is everything. And don't let anybody make you feel that you're not important, because God sees you as being important.
Right.
So when you're a part of this family, you get embraced like a family. I got clients helping clients, working out. Like, we treat everybody like we're going to the Thanksgiving dinner. Like,
and we're welcoming you to the table, baby.
What it is. Like, so I want you guys to be able to see what we do, feel what we do, but know that even if you're a mom and you're a 9-to-5 athlete, that's what I call it. My mom's 9-to-5 athlete.
Right.
Because I know I watch my wife with my daughter. It takes an athlete to be able to do what she does. Like,
that's another,
it takes an athlete.
That's
you
dope.
have to cook dinner, do laundry, do all that stuff all at the same time while the baby's screaming. Like, it takes an athlete to be able to do that. So I want you guys to know that just by training, and there's so many misconceptions for like women that say, okay, if you lift heavy, you're gonna end up looking like a man. Like, that's a lie from the pit of hell. Like, there's no way possible. You don't have enough testosterone to do that. But you can lift, you can work out, you can pick up weights, like you can pump. Especially like if you have going through menopause, like there's different studies that show that the more you exercise, the more you weight, the less you go through that different pains, the less you have hot flashes. Why? Because when you go through menopause, like you're creating more body fat. Like your body needs the muscle to be able to attack and break down fat and increase your energy level.
Right.
Like, to break up those endorphins. Like, I'm telling you, like,
maintaining that cortisone level.
Like, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a dad and you got the head of the household and you got all that pressure on you. Like, being a man and right where we're at right now, it's not popular to be a man. Like they don't cancel me, but I'm just saying it's not popular to be man. Like, right now, like, being a man is under attack. Like, and I'm unapologetic for my relationship with Christ. Like, and that's who I'm a man. I'm a man's man. And I tell all my man's like, it's okay. Like, we put so much pressure on us. But when you work out and you come to our workout, you can burn 1,000 calories in one shot. Like, it's been put to the test. Like, 1,000 calories, boom. Like, body fat, shoot, muscle, like no midlife crisis. Like you'll be able to go through these workouts and it's 9 rounds of different exercises that change every single day. The workouts are never the same and you will never duplicate a workout. I'm telling you. You can come put it to the test. I have people that trained me for over 3 years and have not done the same workout twice. I got workouts for days.
And not gonna stay stagnant or in a plateau at all. You know. But that's all we got for this pilot episode. I'm excited again to be doing this with my brother. Excited to do this with 324 Sports. We're excited to show you guys inside, you know, what we do on a day-to-day. Excited about you guys seeing the workouts, the different workouts that we're bringing and how we're getting these athletes and these moms and dads, you know, ready for whatever it is they're going up against in their everyday life and how they implement those, man. And so,
and we got some controversy too. We got some of the top high-level players,
these stories
that are going to be attacking each other on the season. I can't wait. I'm be on one sideline. He's going to be on the other sideline. Like, it's going to go down. I'm telling you.
It's definitely going to be, it's going to be exciting, man.
Y'all going to want to tune in. And, like, this is going to be like when, like, I'm an 80s baby. So, like, back in the day, we only got one show a week. Like, we had to sit around and wait a whole week to watch another show. And we used to watch Family Matters. We used to watch everything. Like,
a lot. We used to watch. I used to get excited to go home and watch.
Excited because you knew, like, man, 7 o'clock show's coming on.
Right.
This is how y'all going to be. Y'all going to be like, man, I can't wait till the next episode.
These next few interviews, workouts, everything that we got it all.
The ins and outs of the workouts. We showing you the ins and outs of these people's minds, these kids' minds. Like, these kids is funny. Like, I know so many kids, they be in their phones. They be like this. Like, I come in and they just in their
right,
like, and they texting the one next door to, like, are you texting the kid next to you? And y'all standing right next to each other.
Right across the room.
Now and talk to him. Like,
and they'll be in their phones watching We Train Different.
So
right here on the 324 Sports Network.
324 Sports Network. We out here. We killing it. We chicken. The one thing I will say is this. Shout out to all my athletes that are at Ihedigbo Fitness. Keep telling your friends. Keep spreading the word. And don't feel like you have to go somewhere else just because somebody else does. Like, be different. And I'll tell you right now, like, we train different, so you play different. That's what it is.
And that's going to happen. And shout out to all my athletes at Get the Dub Performance. That's under Get the Dub Performance. Shout out to the Get the Dub brand. We got more coming. We trying to get dubs everywhere, but we getting dubs different. I'm Coach K with the most play.
And I'm David Ihedigbo from Ihedigbo Fitness. We got a lot of NFL athletes coming out here so they can speak too. So I'm telling you, watch out, because
in store,
it's going to be a Fort Bend takeover.
We appreciate y'all watching. Out.